Hello there, survivors. Another year in the Wastelands is coming to an end. There were countless clashes over valuable scrap. You rushed into many a brutal fight behind the wheel of a combat vehicle spewing angry flame, and spent many hours creating new designs from spare parts in the safety of your garage. Let's hit the brakes just this one time to look back at this year and all the changes it brought to us. 2019 really changed the Wasteland. The lighting system rework that hit the servers in January made a huge difference, allowing for even more beautiful and majestic views over the post-apocalyptic wasteland. That was just the beginning, though. Then we modified the system of patches that people were given to commemorate their achievements in battles. Then we introduced banners allowing you all to create a unique look for your profile. There were also a few surveys launched so that you could help us decide what's best for the future of the wastes. What else? Oh, yeah, new relic weapons. The Punisher machine gun, the Breaker shotgun, and the CC-18 Typhoon. All these names are like music to our ears. That's not all. Every vehicle in the wasteland was finally equipped with a speedometer. We organized Winter Mayhem, a new brawl pitting two teams of tanks against each other. Clans of survivors were divided into leagues, from the Base 1 to the Diamond 1. We also made custom battles available to everyone, to mess around with your friends, organize fights, or just learn the maps and practice. In February, the wasteland was visited by the first horseman of the apocalypse. What, you mean another apocalypse? Pfft, the first one was nothing. Bring it on. Anyway, the first horseman brought a few exciting changes. A new layout for your garage, special targets on a standard test drive map, and someone who installed mysterious hidden cameras in multiple spots on Blood Rocks. This spring graced the wasteland with a bit of harmony, mostly relating to the dealings of the in-game market. We changed a few things to make it easier to fight cheaters and frauds. We also made sure that people who love raids wouldn't find themselves in a situation where the success of a raid would depend on the effectiveness of a single member of the team, and gave you more control over the in-game audio. Yeah, make those explosions sound even more badass. The special April Fool's Brawl was hilarious. Giant robots, school buses, moving stoves, and whatever that was. Impressive. Didn't even know you could build something like that. Then we saw the return of Sir Martin and his loyal Knechty. The glorious Night Riders brought us new weapons, cabins, and other parts. Thanks, Martin. We were especially grateful because there were new opportunities to test all those new weapons. Like going to the new location called Sandy Gulf, or following the story told in the adventure mode. In the new story campaign, you had to fight tainting raiders riding weirdly shaped combat vehicles. That was quite a sight. Like those machines weren't man-made, spooky stuff. In May, we celebrated 2 years anniversary since the launch of the open beta. There was a new Spring Mayhem Brawl. A victory monument was erected in your garage, and to make massive fights between followers of different factions even more exciting, we, with the help of our players, came up with mottos for every faction. In the summer, the Story of Contagion campaign continued with new, even more interesting and more dangerous missions. In June, we updated the Control 17 station map and introduced a very important change to the core mechanics. We made it so Decor no longer absorbed damage from the explosion of the projectile hitting it. Yep, everything has to be fair. Furthermore, we saw the return of the Steel Championship and its reckless games of post-apocalyptic football that many of you loved. There was also a new map called Crater, and a new sprinter cabin for all of you that feel that need for speed. In September, the world of Crossout got even bigger. We introduced a new, beautiful map called Chemical Plant. We added to the functionality of the exhibition by introducing a new way artists from the player base could show their designs to the world and win nice prizes in the process. Say hi to the Clash of Engineers. A new type of mission, the Experiment, allowed you to repair your combat vehicle. It's quite a big new thing, so it was only fair to call it the Experiment, don't you think? There were also new brawls, obviously. Big Bad Burners and Boar Fight made players fight each other while riding identical combat vehicles. This way, it's all about skill. Before September was over, we also updated our system for calculating effective power scores, so that well-armed survivors wouldn't be able to bully newcomers on low levels. We didn't skip a beat in October, improving the landscape on a number of maps, changing the visual models of some parts, and, most importantly, organizing a new witch hunt. This year, our Halloween had a Mexican flair with sombreros, tacos, and skulls. We also made it possible to play Crossout via GeForce Now cloud gaming service. Can't stop. Won't stop. In November, the glorious Night Riders came to see us again. As usual, brought new weapons. Obviously, we couldn't keep any secrets from Martin, so we had to announce an imminent arrival of a new faction. Their identity is still secret, though. For the first time in many years, winter brought actual snow. Will screw me sideways. It's just like my grandma told me. Does that mean that I have to change tires? And there's also that Granch appearing once again to mess with everyone's holidays. This time, Granch and his gang are trying to steal everybody's presents. Protect the truck carrying them at all costs. 2019 is almost over, but that means nothing to reckless survivors. They found a new battle arena, a place called Narcograd, a city built for scientists full of old panel apartment blocks, sun-bleached shop signs, and geysers. Yep, that's right. Be careful not to drive into one of those. Thanks for being with us this year. It's time to rev our engines again and let the Wastelands hear their roar. Am I right, survivors? Give 'em hell, you madmen, and happy holidays.